welcome to episode 118 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I'm Margaret.
I'm Jack.
And hello.
Hello.
We've switched it up again.
Yeah.
Look.
I think this is going to be closer to what it's going to be like.
Yeah, look, it's been switched up again.
Yeah.
And it feels, hey, how does it feel for you?
How does it feel for you? How do you feel?
You tell me first.
Tell me how you're feeling.
How does it feel for you? We're back on the same sides again.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Just in general.
Mhm.
Like, you see me, you see Margaret, you see what's going on. What does it make you feel?
Yeah. What does it evoke?
Like in your stomach,
In your
deep down
waters.
inside, in your soul, in your heart.
What
What does it make you feel? What does it invoke?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, feels much better for me.
Well, that's good.
Like, hey, I'm sure you all saw how stressed out I was last episode.
No, I don't think that's
I was very
To be
stressed
fair,
out.
I reckon it probably didn't even come across at all, you know.
I hope not.
Because I think Margaret was just, she was stressed about
Not good with change.
not great with change.
Not great with change. Not great with things changing last second. And oh my goodness, let me tell you, the set change was the last moment it could have possibly been. So last night we spent ages actually setting this up, like how we
wanted it to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
on this chair now.
Yep. And I'm in this chair now.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. This thing spins. So catch me spinning.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be spinning.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be wiggling a lot, I can tell.
And listen, dog's locked out.
Yeah, dog's out there.
Dog's
I
in
can see
prison.
him. He's right there.
He's right there.
He's
Trust
asleep.
us. He is. He actually is, which we've just given him his afternoon meal.
Yeah. Don't say it.
No, oh my
What are
god,
you doing?
dude.
Don't
what are you
say
doing?
it out
Don't
loud.
say it. Oh man.
If you say it, then he'll get up. And then I'm gonna have to shout at you.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'll shout.
Oh no. Oh, you don't need to fear the entity. You just have to fear Jack yelling. Oh
God,
goodness.
I could yell. I could yell right now. I could yell this house down if I wanted to.
So
Truly.
yeah, I'm feeling much better today. Much more comfortable. I feel very comfortable actually.
It's very comfortable.
This is the most comfortable I felt. Like physically.
We got Margaret an iPad stand.
Yeah.
So this is actually the mic stand.
Yeah, and this was
is
actually the iPad stand.
But we actually, because they're universal in terms of the thing that they fasten into. And this just worked better, didn't it?
I will say, it was something we just got on Amazon because we were panicking. Is it the best quality? No, certainly not.
Does it always have to be the best quality? No. Does it work?
Yes, exactly.
Then sometimes that's fine.
Exactly. And you know what? We have a really big iPad. I have the iPad Pro, so it is big and it is heavy, but still. So yeah, this is going to be
heavy.
pretty much how the final set looks, right?
You didn't listen to my comment about it being heavy.
It's heavy. Oh man, it's so heavy.
It's so heavy.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe how heavy it is.
Me.
No.
Oh goodness, it is heavy.
It is very heavy.
Anything else?
So this is what the set's gonna look like.
What? So
eventually, with the neon sign in here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, like because this is our house. Most of the time, especially when it was downstairs, we would just set the podcast up every time.
Yeah.
So it could look a little bit different week to week.
Yeah.
Probably not enough for people to notice, but for us to notice.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas up here, it's still our house, but we're in a part of the house now where maybe we don't need to touch as much.
It's a dedicated space because you will all know the table that we were at is our dining table, so we eat them, and it's also where we play D&D when we have our friends round. So
which is tonight, baby.
Which is
really
tonight.
Excited.
So there was like a lot of stuff happening there. It's so nice to have a dedicated space. We literally set this up last night. We put prison around it so the dog couldn't get in.
So the dog couldn't touch it. Because he would. Even if he would never normally touch it. Just because in your mind, you don't want him to go there.
Loud.
Because you've manifested that into the world that you don't want him to touch it because
he's like, I'm going to touch it then.
He's going to go over to it and just touch it for some reason.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here like the whole time. Just before we started filming.
Try to get on the chair.
Try to get on the chair. Because he knew we were about to do something with it.
Yeah. I don't know how
he knows.
He is flat out now though.
Tell you what, I was just thinking.
Go on.
So you see these little clamps here?
Yes.
I tell you what would be a good idea, babe.
String you up by them.
Yeah. By my nipples.
Yeah.
Clamp my nipples and hang me from the roof, am I right?
That's the sub goal.
Yeah, that's the sub goal.
100 subs and we string Jack up by his
gifted
nipples.
And I'll hang from I swore.
No.
I swore. Michael does the
I'm
timestamps
doing
now. I
timestamps
was
now.
about 5:52.
All right.
I think.
Thank you.
I've got. Do you want to know what? It's unreal here. So I don't have to worry about anything. I can see my audio files. I can see my timer. I can see that the camera's still on. I can see it all.
I do need
amazing.
to get. I need to get a timer for me so I can see. But anyway. What were you saying? String you up by your nipples.
String me up by my nipples.
These.
But these things, yeah. What I was thinking, babe.
Yeah.
Good idea is because obviously we stream over there and we record the podcast here.
Yeah.
And what we could do is if we just buy a few of these clamps,
and we could just take these off.
we could just take them out.
Yeah.
And then put them in there. And then when we're done with them over there, we can take them out of there. And
That's a great idea. Yeah.
So
because these are just universal, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that was universal.
I think we should try and buy some of those.
I agree. I think that's a great idea.
We're just making moves, you know, and you're here to be part of it.
Because as you all know, oh my gosh, we stream now.
We stream. We streamers.
We've been streaming for a while now. I will say
over 2 months.
No, we started the 7th of January.
It's like 2 months tomorrow.
Oh god, it is like 2 months tomorrow. Yeah. Jeez,
that's wild.
That is wild.
And it's so much fun.
It is so much fun. And it's the best thing we ever did. The dog just did something really weird. Sorry.
He stretched.
Did you see him though?
No.
He was so you know when dogs put their arms out and they stretch like this. I think he thought there was maybe a wall, and his legs just went. He just did this.
Oh yeah, he does. No, sometimes he does the run with his legs.
Oh dear.
Like when he stretches, sometimes he goes.
He's looking at me.
Well, don't talk about him.
So what were we saying?
Stream.
Oh yeah, but as you know, we use the same mics because mics are expensive. Mics are expensive. Although these were very, very, very kindly gifted to us by Fee Fine.
Yeah.
Which I think it was one of the first big things that were ever gifted to us.
Yeah.
And gee, what a perfect thing to be gifted by.
Maybe we'll go to them and see if they want to give us some more.
Hello.
Another 2. Could you just give us some more microphones, please?
Hey, I mean, it's not like we use. This is what we use, right?
Yeah.
So many people ask us what mics they are as well.
They're good mics.
They are. They're brilliant mics. They're really good. They are good mics.
Are they an SM7B or whatever it is? No, but they're also a fraction of the price.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
They're affordable mics.
Yeah,
affordable
100%.
good mics. Like, what, 70, 80 quid?
Yeah, 70 quid, I think.
For a proper, like, good sounding
for
microphone.
For an XLR mic as well. And if you plug it in with USB-C, it's got some lights on it as well.
Yeah, and little tappy mic mutes.
Yeah, there's like mic mutes and stuff. So yeah, they're good mics.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just been our lives.
Yeah.
The house is almost done.
Oh gosh, it's almost done. You know what?
We need the desks up this Friday, and that's it.
The space downstairs, it is so much more. Oh, sorry. My cereal's repeating on me. It's so much better having the space downstairs now.
Yeah.
Like we went down, we did a big clean yesterday, and we went downstairs, and the difference between the dining table now, not having to because we had to put the box lights up, and we had to have all the different lights on.
Like us today, we're actually recording on Wednesday.
Yeah,
the day before
D&D
the video
tonight.
comes out.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? We would have had to record. And then break down the mics, break down like all of this, break down the mics off. The lights, clear the space from everything that was on the. But now downstairs is just ready for D&D.
Yeah, feels good.
You know, people don't come in this room apart from me. And
yeah,
you, so
feels
we don't
good.
need to we don't need to move the set.
Yeah, the separation is nice. We were saying this to one of our friends and our mod Izzy, because she's just moved. And she has dedicated space for her office. She has a bedroom, she has a living room and a dining room. And she was saying having those separate rooms is so important.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
It's
so important to have them separate, I think.
I had my first day in my working in my office.
Yeah.
Which felt awesome. Because I have so much more space down there.
Yeah, and I think we've set things up actually in a way that makes sense. Because when we first moved you into that office, you didn't really know what workflow you had.
Things changed as
well. Yeah.
And that office just changed 3 or 4 times, and I was just just put me wherever. I'll just
because Jack has a lot of equipment. He has heat presses and the sublimation thing and the mug press.
I have 3 printers.
Yeah.
A Cricut and a Silhouette. A mug press.
You have a lot.
A proper heat press.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah.
There's so many wires.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I had my first day working in my office.
Yeah, how was that?
Not as good.
No!
Not as good, I will say. Because, again, my office is this same room.
Yeah.
Literally, my office is right there where you see us stream.
Stream.
That's also where I do my work. And because this kind of became the dumping ground a little bit, because this was the biggest room.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of stuff. And we very stressed out about it.
We had a big clean yesterday, didn't we? Yes. We had like the final clean. The only thing that needs to go up is the 2 worktops.
Yeah, I've got my desk coming, so yeah.
So it's basically we had a big clean, and now the house feels great. Yeah. And it feels like almost complete.
It does. It really does. Yeah, it does. Really it feels really good, and this feels good. This feels great. I hope you agree. Thank you so much to everyone, by the way, who made comments on the set saying that even like that setup that we had, and this might not be the final setup, especially with the camera, but thank you to everyone who said, "Oh, it looks really good." You know, thank you. That really, really means a lot to us. Kind of puts at ease any worries I think we had about potentially changing set, because change is scary.
Change is scary.
I can't see the timer, so I don't know how long we've been waffling for, so I don't know when to move us on.
11.5 minutes.
Oh goodness.
You can move us on.
Oh goodness gracious me. That's pretty good. Well, before we get into it, Homebrew Challenge. Oh my gosh. So if you don't know what it is, we run a homebrew challenge. We pick a theme. The current theme is dreams and nightmares.
Dreams and nightmares.
We roll on a rolling table, and you create whatever we rolled. So the current homebrew challenge is dreams and nightmares subclass flavor. Oh my gosh, there is so many submissions already. Y'all are eating it up, and I knew you would.
You're eating it up, and like I don't know, just this change to we said it before. This change to the homebrew challenge has just made it such a. It went from something that not for us was like, I don't want to say a burden, but something that was just like, we did it, you did it. There was no real interaction. We just read them out on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
To being something where it's like, you submit it, and so many more of you are submitting because you know we're going to sit there
and actually like sit and talk about it, and everyone's exactly.
Be like, we love this part.
Yeah, it was very removed before.
Yeah, it was super removed.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? Burden maybe isn't the right word.
No,
when we had to read through however many, like just us,
and just to get the 3 that we were going to read out,
it was really difficult. It really was.
Whereas now reading them all out like has a purpose.
Yes,
because you know you get to watch us read them out and talk about them, and everyone gets to hype you up and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just made such a massive change. And every other Sunday, come and join us on stream because we'll read out your submissions. Yes. And then chat will pick a winner.
Yeah.
And you can be part of that, and it's awesome.
And it's such a great environment. Everyone is so supportive. I know when you hear, "Oh, we'll read them out on stream," that's a bit nerve-wracking, and trust me, people do get nervous.
Yeah,
but like fair. You know, after the fact, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so glad I did that," because everyone is so nice and so supportive, and the hype is unbelievable.
And so many people are like, "Oh, that was so much fun." Next week, next time you do a homebrew challenge, I'm gonna try.
Exactly.
And then you read theirs out, and then it's hype.
It's so good. And actually, last night, we were with like quite a few of the mods actually, just hanging out, playing some games, and a few people had submitted that the only real hard rule we have of the homebrew challenge is you must keep it to 3,000 characters for obvious reasons. We have to read it out on stream. Yeah. Sometimes we can get upwards of like 30 submissions.
And sometimes it takes almost 5
hours to get through them. So, you know.
We need that hard character limit for
many reasons.
For many reasons. But the main one being so we can fit them all into a stream.
Exactly. And we noticed there was a few people that had like gone drastically over.
Like unbelievably,
like more than double. And our mod, Sherry, God, thank you, Sherry, by the way. Thank you so much for everything you do. Sherry is, you switched on all the time, Sherry, so thank you. When she had messaged them, someone just hadn't seen, but then someone else said, I'm looking, and I don't think I can find see it either. So we all went on a mission to take a look and see what was going on, because in the homebrew category in our Discord, we do have a channel set up that's just rules.
Yeah.
But I think we came to the conclusion that people who had been around before that channel got created, you have to go into your channels and roles and tick it to see it. Because some of our friends who had been there since the beginning said, "Oh, I've never been able to see this.
I've never seen it, and I can't see it now."
Yeah. And I think that was what was happening, because we've changed the onboarding a lot. Discord's a whole thing that I don't fully understand. But all of that to say, there is rules. There is a channel. The only genuinely hard rule is please keep it to 3,000 characters, not words, characters.
Yeah, 3,000 characters.
Yes.
Not 3,000 words.
Yes, 3,000 characters.
3,000 characters.
And whenever you go to post your submission now, I have pinned an actual thread that says, please check here. We're going to put something in place so you have to agree to the rules for the Homebrew Challenge to be able to post in that forum. But just in case you hadn't seen that there is like a Homebrew Challenge going on, there certainly is. And if you're having problems with that, please send something into mod mail and we can get that sorted for you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's kind of it, to be honest.
Just to reiterate what Margaret's saying, if your submission is over 3,000 characters, we will not read it out.
Yeah, and they do get checked as well.
And they do get checked.
Yeah, everyone gets checked.
Just to make sure, because to keep it fair for everyone, and also to keep it fair for us, because those homebrew streams can go for a long time.
Yeah.
And if we're reading out multiple that are over 3,000 characters,
it's in the element of fairness, because 100%. I know so many of you have to, you struggle to get into the 3,000 character limit, because hey, subclass flavor especially is a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you really have to refine and you have to spend time getting it in. So in the spirit of fairness for everyone, they have to be 3,000. They can't be any more. And if they are, unfortunately, we're in the phase right now where a mod will reach out to you and tell you, but it's probably not going to be able to be sustainable like that forever, right? So just make sure they stay in the 3,000. Sure. You know what? 99.9% of you do. Yeah. And the others who didn't have access to the channel.
Yeah. Probably just didn't realize.
So, all of that being said, enter our Homebrew Challenge. The link to our Discord is below. Yeah. Join us on stream this Sunday and we'll read them all out.
Baby, subclass flavor.
And while you're here, if you enjoy the videos, if you are a frequenter, or if you're new here, do you know how much sending a like our way changes our life? You don't, but just to give you an idea, it does.
It does.
Oh my gosh. The love you guys have been showing to the videos recently. Everything is coming top 3 videos, which is
every video.
A big thing for us, by the way.
It's a huge thing, yeah. And just hitting the bell, commenting down below. I know that it was funny, just commenting bully, and he would appear. And stuff
my god, really helped.
But it helps.
You have no idea how much it really helped. It did.
So just comment saying, wah wah wee wah.
How
about that? Wah wah wee wah.
You spell that however you want. The entity will guide you, don't worry.
You can put some H's in there. Oh. You can put some silent J's in there.
Some silent K's.
Some silent K's?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where would you put the K?
In
wah.
In wah.
Yeah, wah 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 wah.
Yeah.
So comment that down below, or any other comments that you would like to put. Hit the bell, subscribe if you haven't. I love you very much. Buy some merch.
Oh my god.
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Go and get yourself a Eldritch Podblast hoodie. Go get yourself an Entity t-shirt.
This was designed by Sherry Ahmad. Yeah, it all comes from Sherry. Mary?
Sherry's the best.
Oh.
Mary. Hey, and, there's worse names.
There certainly is.
There's
worse
Margaret. Names, like wah wah wee wah.
Literally Margaret.
Wah 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 wah.
If you grew up in Britain, you know why the name Margaret was terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
And yes, Margaret Thatcher, by the way, for American friends, but also Little Britain. I don't need to say any more. Please don't do the thing.
Less. I don't do the thing. I don't think I ever even did the thing when we got together.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yep. Maybe once.
I was gonna say, because I didn't watch Little Britain, so I don't think it would make sense for me to do that.
Yeah, but it wasn't. You would do it to me. I said, "Oh, you know the thing," and then you did it, and then it's never happened again. So, you know what? PTSD from being a child, being named fucking Margaret. By the way,
or just comment Margaret down below.
Oh. Yeah, do that. So, without any further ado, let's get into today's topic.
Let's get on to this month on the Reddit.
Oh, hell yeah. This is the second version of this. You guys liked it, so
yeah, it was good crack.
We really liked it too. Again, it's very much, the things are very interesting in here.
Yeah, you get a little bit of because the thing is, you can get the stories, you can get the unpopular opinions, you can get a little bit of everything.
There's a fucking juicer in here, by the way. Oh my god, I was telling you last night. I didn't tell you what it was, but I was like, it's like an update to something that was posted, and it's fucking insane.
She was gonna read it out to me, and I was like, no, I want to hear it live.
It's insane.
But also, like the one from last time, just things like, what's a really cool thing that what's the most badass thing that your character said?
I have something similar. Yeah.
And I posted that on TikTok, and people went
Yeah, you loved
feral
it, which is great. Which is great. So you loved it.
Yeah,
so.
I loved it, and do you want to know what? You all loved it. We loved it.
Yeah.
So let's just keep going.
I will say, we said that we were going to always shout out an artist and a small business, and there wasn't really a small business I could find because again, it's this month on Reddit. In the past 30 days, I couldn't find a small business that we hadn't already shouted out. Yeah. So there's 2 artists at the end.
Oh, I haven't seen either of the images.
You're gonna love the art. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to. How are you gonna see it?
I'll just walk around then, look at them both quickly. We'll clap out and I'll walk over and look at them so I can comment on them.
All right, so this first one this has been created by Dungeon-Doomhand, and
that's a cool name.
The title is "Share a Lesson You Learned the Hard Way While DMing."
Oh God.
So Doomhand has their own lesson, and then I picked some of my favorite ones from comments as well.
Yeah.
So it is.
I'll say mine at the end.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, if you have one, and also if you have one, if you could please comment below and let us know what it is. comment below
now, along with Wow Wee Wah and Margaret.
So Dungeon-Doomhand's lesson is: do not cancel if 1 or more players don't show up or can't make it last minute. Cancel only if you don't have more than 1 or 2 players showing up. Don't give people the power to cancel game nights.
Yeah, 100%.
Then what's your lesson? Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great one.
I think so many people fall into the trap of being like, well, one person is just like, if there's 4, 5 of you or something like that, maybe if there's only 3 players and 1 can't, I could understand cancelling.
I agree.
But when it comes to like a group of 4, a group of 5, even a group of 6, something like that, if one person can't make it, like that, like so many people look forward to, it's potentially some people's like only thing that they're excited for in the week.
Yeah, definitely.
So for them to like have that taken away from them just because one person potentially can't make it for a really legitimate reason, it's just like, why can't the rest of us play?
And you know, there is of course caveats to this, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to use some critical thinking when it comes to this. But you know, if someone's just like, oh, I'm not really feeling it today, guys, like, but go on without me, you know, I don't see any reason as to why you shouldn't. Or if someone's just like, oh, I've scheduled something else in.
And the thing is, right, I don't understand what would be wrong with if somebody can't make it for whatever reason, like legitimate or just like feeling down or whatever, which is also legitimate.
Yeah, of course.
Like the Dungeon Master, to me, the Dungeon Master should always go, okay, cool. Just let me know. Totally fine. If not, would you mind if we played without you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like we've got the rules set up, but I understand that, I don't know, your cat's sick, your dog's sick, something like that. Which can really get people down. And maybe they don't want the session to go on without them. Just asking and saying like, would you mind if we were to play without? And if they were like, if you don't mind, can you not? Then it's like,
and
okay,
then you respect your friends then. But
if they're like, just play without me, it's just like, then just continue.
I feel like a lot of the times, especially if someone's kind of, like double booked or just not feeling it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of times people will be like, yeah, play without me.
Yeah, you know, it's my fault I double booked.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I just messed up.
Yeah.
Play without me.
I think this is something, we say it all the time. In session 0, one of the most
100%.
important things to decide is, if someone can't make it,
what do we do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
And I think this also comes from a fear of, we've all seen them fucking dickhead DMs who, well, we had a horror story sent in when their character wasn't there.
Yeah.
They just got fucking fed to the Kraken or whatever.
Yeah,
you know
the Leviathan
what I mean?
that they found on the sea.
Yeah, like they got punished in game
for
not being there out of game. And I feel like that's one reason why people just stop playing, because they're like, what happens to my character? You know what? Just suspend your disbelief. Your character stays at the end.
Your character stays at the end. Or
you don't even have to talk about it. The character's just not there.
Or maybe, as long as the Dungeon Master's responsible, they pilot your character and don't put you in stupid, dangerous positions.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they stay at the end. I don't know. They get called off to do a side mission, like on their own. They need to do some bookkeeping.
Yeah.
They've got a date with their wife.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever it is.
Yeah. You don't even have to have a reason. You can just go, yeah, okay, well, they're not
They're
here
just
today.
not here.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a game. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be this realistic reason. You know, whenever, like, if Josh has had to miss a session, he's like, here's my character sheet.
Here's my spell list.
My spells. Don't kill me, and you know, do whatever. And he's very good for that.
Yeah, and I'll just make sure that, you know, like, if it's a 50-50 between Josh's character and Margaret's character that a creature wants to attack, Josh isn't there, I'm just gonna hit Margaret.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I just don't need to like take it out on Josh because he can't make it.
Exactly.
And I'll just maybe make the combat like 1 damage dice easier, 1 fucking action economy easier, just to tone it down a little bit, because that's all it takes really. For toning down combats, honestly.
Can you see my toes? I really hope you can.
You absolutely can't.
They're like,
see those. You absolutely can't.
Can you see them?
No.
Can you see this?
Nope. Oh, you flipping them the bird?
Yeah.
You Is it what movie is it? Is it Pineapple Express?
I've never watched it.
Where they're like driving down and the cops come past the car and he puts his hand like next to the bottom of his window and he's like.
That's us every single time we used to drive past my ex's house. Do you remember?
Yeah. Anytime we drive past police.
Anytime we go past police.
Fuck the pig.
So I think that's a great one. I think that's a really good one.
Awesome, yeah.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 more examples. Bloody hell. Didn't realize I pulled that many. The next one is monster stat blocks are just guidelines. The flavor text is the most important part by far. Do whatever you want with a monster to make them interesting. Add or remove any spell, ability, or MacGuffin you want.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many times where like I homebrew my own monsters most of the time. I'll just like make them up. Like there's a combat that we could potentially get to tonight.
Oh.
And everything is homebrewed. Because I like doing that and I enjoy doing that. But there's so many times where I'm like, I want this monster, and I know of a monster that exists kind of in like any of the modules, or any of the monster manuals or anything like that. And I'm like, I'll just look at that, copy the stats, because I can't be fucking asked figuring out what its strength score is.
Yeah.
But then, and I'll like copy like bits of that, but then I'll give it like a specific attack that I wanted to have, a damage immunity I wanted to have, a condition immunity that I wanted to have, like an ability that I wanted to have. I'll fucking just move up and down its HP or its AC to like fit for what I know that you guys are.
Yeah.
But like, it just takes so much of the heavy lifting off of creating monsters.
Yeah,
just
of course. Yeah,
changing,
absolutely.
Like canon stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Makes it so much easier.
And again, you know, like we kind of normally say this in terms of when people are like, I have a player who's metagaming and who has read the monster manual and is, you know, saying these things about these monsters, and we always say just change things. It's absolutely fine to like get the foundation, because some of the monsters are really good, strong foundations. I would say the majority of them are, right?
It's like everyone uses the example of the two things that they have the example of is the troll.
Yeah,
because it can't regenerate with
fire.
But if you just change that to cold damage,
exactly.
If you just change that to radiant damage or something like that,
make it fit in your world as well. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Like maybe you're in the plane of fire and it's a fire troll. And it's just like if you hit it with fire, like that's not going to do anything to it. Maybe you need to find out something else. And the Hydra.
Yeah.
Like the Hydra is such a special creature, and it's such an awesome creature. It has 5 attacks, which is wild.
Yeah, insane.
But you know, you can take that away from it by chopping a head off. By doing a certain amount of damage, chop the head off, and then hitting it with fire to cauterize the head. Yeah. But like so many people know that you can barely run them.
Exactly, because you know your players are gonna find a way to be able to get that knowledge from them to their characters. That's just how it goes.
And the thing is, right, like there's like Matthew. I know that he would intentionally be like, I don't know what a Hydra is.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm not gonna hit it with fire.
He certainly would,
because he wouldn't want to like ruin the combat.
Exactly.
But then at the same time, it's like, but also you need to figure that out. Otherwise, it's 100% TPK.
Definitely.
Because it's a very dangerous monster.
It's a strange line to walk, I think. Yeah, it's a very fine line to walk. But I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
I think just take the bits you like.
Yeah.
Get rid of the bits you don't. That's just D&D, right?
Look at a monster. Look at where it is in your world and why it's there, and then change it accordingly. That's the perfect way to homebrew monsters and make them feel original.
Yeah. The next one is give your players twice as much information as you think they need. Getting blindsided isn't exciting, but making a cool plan 4 rounds with the important information always feels way more rewarding.
100%.
God, 100%.
Like, and this comes down to your players.
Yes, it does.
Because I like to think I'm quite a nuanced storyteller.
Yeah, you are. You definitely are, yeah.
I won't just tell you.
Yeah.
I'll give you all of the information around the fact.
Yeah.
And then you, with that information, will be able to come to the conclusion that you need.
Yes.
And that's just the way I enjoy telling a story. If I was to just go, it's this, I would hate Dungeon Mastering. But what I realized at the beginning was, I was giving enough information because I know what the crack is.
Yeah.
I'm giving all of this sort of like contrary information that I'm like, I can't believe they're not getting it, but they just needed more. It's not that they needed it spoon feeding to them.
They just needed more. Yeah. Well, this just happened.
Hit the point home a little bit more with more information.
This literally just happened. There was something that spoilers, Blythe, her husband's dead. She saw him in a dream, and at the end he gave her like this really big fucking piece of information, right? And I didn't take notes because I was too engrossed in the thing, so maybe that's my fault because I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
But you know, I came to you yesterday, I think, and I was like, oh yeah, we got to do this thing, and you were like, what?
But this is the thing though, like with that, that's the first piece of information about that.
Yeah.
So it's just like the fact that you haven't pieced it together yet is no surprise to me.
I see. You acted very much like it was a surprise.
So no, it was more like you'd like thought of a conclusion.
I did,
and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you were like, oh,
I was like, okay.
You were like, you've misinterpreted that, and I was like, have I? To be fair, I was like, have I misinterpreted that, or is it just because you have the information, so you already know the outcome, and I just don't have that piece of information yet, and I've just jumped to a conclusion.
Yeah, so basically, you've jumped to a conclusion
which I love to do.
That I understand why you've jumped to, but like, you will get more information. About that.
Yeah. When we get to the
or maybe getting closer to it.
I'm sorry, I'm being a bit cryptic, but you know, like,
but basically, So with like that is a perfect example.
Yeah.
You've heard the first piece of information.
Yeah.
And you being you have gone, oh well, I need to do this. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But like as we get closer to that
exactly.
moment, more things will come apparent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll get there. But that's it. It's like I like to just say things that are a little bit like cryptic,
and I fucking love to jump to a conclusion.
And I know you do. And the thing is, you love to like figure out a mystery. But
I do.
But then also, on the same fact, it's like I feel like I'm gonna fucking drag him through the mud here.
No, it's Matthew, isn't it?
like the thing is, right? You all really enjoy it, and I enjoy the fact that you enjoy it. You all, like sit there and talk about like what could this be, and like
Matthew is Jack's #1 fucking fan. Matthew, I will say
it's insane. I think almost probably more than Margaret.
Yeah, Matthew is he is such a wonderful, engaged, like happy to do anything.
So excited for Dungeons and Dragons, and
you make his character eat dirt. He will eat the dirt.
Yeah, I would never do that.
No.
Like, the other day, basically there was this anagram of something, and basically it was TUOF, which was the Union of Flames, which Margaret came up with.
I will say, I worked it out.
You did.
I worked it out around a lot of context clues.
Yeah, exactly. There was like
the Everflame.
The Everflame from the beginning of
it. F was always going to be flame.
Flame, yeah.
There was a passage in a book that we read that gave us TOOF that mentioned flames and mentioned like a pact.
Yeah.
And
you said it out loud, and an NPC like confirmed it for you. And Matthew was like, Flames. So basically, my campaign's called The Everflame Her Sacrifice. The Everflame is like the thing that everyone worships. It's like the Vatican. It's like this religious city that like everyone who lives there worships the Everflame, loves the Everflame. It's like the thing that keeps the darkness away and all of these things. And Margaret goes, the Union of Flames. And I'm like, that's great. You did it. You've figured it out. And Matthew goes, I didn't know there was any flames in this campaign.
He was like, have we ever referred to a flame? And oh my God, the silence at the table.
Oh my God. And you want to know, like, and this is the thing, like, sometimes it just happens. Listen. Just happen.
Yeah, listen. Sometimes it just happens. And you know what? I can 100% say with certainty, it isn't for a lack of enthusiasm.
Oh, God, no.
It isn't for a lack of not caring, not listening. It's nothing to do with that.
That's just who he is.
Matthew just has no brain.
Matthew's memory is basically a sieve.
Yeah, literally.
It's not even a sieve. It's a sieve if you punch the hole through the sieve.
Yeah. He is an incredibly intelligent man.
Yeah, unbelievably.
Like, very much so, but fuck me, can't remember a single thing.
Can't remember a single thing.
But
this is it. Like, I think it comes down to some of your players will be really like switched on with like linking things together. Yeah. They'll use things like obsidian, and they'll put the notes in, and they'll see that the flame here and the flame here, and then they'll link them, and then they'll be like, blah, 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 like Margaret does. And then you'll have people who like just like love to turn up and just have a good time.
Exactly.
And those people just need like almost handing the information without saying it.
Yeah, which is fine, by the way.
Which is
like
fine.
Totally
it just comes
fine.
down to your group.
I agree. Being blindsided, and you know what? I think it also depends on the culture at your table as well.
Yeah.
Like, me, I'm the note taker. Abby does take notes too. I will say, Abby takes not as many notes as me, but I write down fucking dumb shit. Yeah. Abby writes down the very poignant things. And Abby also comes to a lot of conclusions too. Yeah. She draws a lot of parallels between things.
So I feel like Abby takes notes when she knows I'm about to go into a monologue.
Yes.
When she knows I'm about to give her like a law dump or something like that.
Yeah. Like she's good at deciphering when she should be taking notes.
Should be taking notes. Where you take notes just all the time. Yeah.
I'm always writing. Yeah. All the time. I'm always making
But I feel like
notes.
that's helped you in a lot of situations.
It has. No, it has. It has. But, Abby also pieces things together as well.
Agreed.
But because that's the culture at our table, and you don't mind us talking above game, there is a lot of flicking back through notes, going, oh, this thing, and we talk about it at the table above table, right? And then we bring it to our characters. And that's, again, the whole conversation of metagaming. Is that metagaming? I wouldn't say so. Someone else might do.
What information that you gathered as your character?
Yes, nah. some people might consider, because we sometimes sit for upwards of an hour.
I think people who...
Go on.
I think people who don't want their players to succeed might consider that.
Well, I agree. Well, no, yeah,
and
I agree.
The only people who would consider that metagaming.
And honestly, it depends what the culture at your table is as well, because I could work out all these things, but if I weren't allowed to discuss it, and if I didn't go over them in my spare time and message the group this information too, there's a chance that it would fall between the cracks, and then it could lead to us being blindsided. I agree. Being blindsided is the worst fucking feeling ever.
Yeah.
And not in a narrative betrayal.
Yeah.
Not in that sense. That, that's exciting for me. But in the sense of, oh, the DM sitting there going, oh, they haven't noticed this.
Yeah.
Or they haven't noticed that. Oh, this is going to fuck them over. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
And the thing is, I think the thing that this really hits on is you as a dungeon master, because you know the story and because you know the twists and the turns and the plot hooks and all of the information, you can sometimes fall into the trap of, I can't believe they haven't got it.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, of course they haven't got it because they don't know all of the context.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, if you think you've given them enough, there's probably more that you can give them.
Definitely. And that comes with experience.
Do you want to know what? I think there's something to be said for maybe a dungeon master who's been doing it for a little bit of time now is when your players figure these things out, you've done a really good job. They haven't cracked it open. They haven't beat you. They haven't They haven't one-upped you. They haven't big-brained you.
Told it in with enough nuance for people to be able to get it, but not being too cryptic, which is a fine line.
The best moment as a dungeon master for me is when I'm like laying down a story beat and I'm not telling you like specifically, and one of you says out loud,
"Oh, Abby, last session." Oh my fucking God. Again, I don't want to give you too much information because I promise we'll get a campaign update to you somehow. Abby, fucking, oh my God. She fucking blew the case wide open, didn't she? She asked one question.
I don't know, did she?
Yeah, she fucking did. Yeah, she did. In my opinion.
What happened?
In my opinion, with Luella. She fucking blew it wide open.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
And that's because of all the context clues and she put everything together. I can't believe she did it, but she did.
Like, as a dungeon master, when you sit at the table and there's like something that gets figured out, obviously you don't confirm it because you're not there.
Yeah.
But you hear them say the right thing, and you just sit there and go, "I've done a good job here."
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I have led them down a path without outright telling them.
Yeah.
And they have gotten it.
Yeah.
That feels great.
It feels great for us too, by the way. It feels fucking amazing for us. When Abby figured that out, fuck me. It was like a euphoric moment.
It was a big moment. Yeah, it was a big moment. It felt really good for me as well.
Those sessions is where we come away feeling the best. And I don't want to say that we give you a standing ovation every time, but we do clap at the end of every session. I will say.
Yeah, but I think you clap just out of like
happiness
and excitement.
Yeah,
not just for me.
Yeah, standing ovations all around. But sorry, kind of getting off the topic. And you know what? I don't know how long we've been talking about this for. How long have we been on this for?
We're only on 39 minutes.
We're only on 39 minutes.
Yeah, we're doing great. I'll
You'll tell me. You'll move me on, will you?
I'll move you on.
All right.
We're doing good. But there's like 6 of these and then there's only like a few after because we've got so many of these.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good one. Because don't.
Totally.
Like, you probably need to give more information than you think.
Great advice.
And you know what? When they crack something, you don't need to confirm.
Yeah.
You don't need to confirm as a dungeon master.
Yeah. Great advice.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, 100%. This next one is having too many dickish and morally grey NPCs. My PCs started mistrusting everyone and had much lower motivation to go help people / save the world / not be murder hobos.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, edgy fucking edgelord, like backhandish sort of NPC can be fun.
Yes.
But if you make them all like that, then it's like, if they've got a mission for you, it's like, why the fuck would they want to help that person?
Yeah. and I think we've seen this a few times where you know, the NPCs have just been bastards for maybe reasons. Honestly, maybe reasons that, you know, are there to be uncovered, but we didn't fucking care about uncovering it because we didn't like him.
What, in mine?
No, not in yours.
I was gonna say
no.
Oh, I know. I think I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Not in your campaign, but you know, it's like
I was gonna say I make all of my NPCs usually really lovely.
You know, you do. You really do.
Because I know that especially Margaret and Matthew really get attached to NPCs.
Yeah, it's a big thing for us.
So
really
you know, there's a handful of NPCs in every campaign that I will put like they'll basically almost be like player characters. They'll have like that much backstory.
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking write it down or anything like that, but you know, like there's just in this one, like somebody like Eisenhardt. Do you know what I mean? Like he just has like a big story, and you learn like a lot about him, and you wanted to help him.
Yeah, very much so.
He gave you like plot beats and all sorts, because I know how much that you and Matthew, in particular,
it's the reason I play D&D.
Really like.
Yeah.
To get to know these NPCs because they are people.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, for me, one of the reasons I like. Can you see my foot? I'm really worried they can see my foot here.
No, take your hand away. Oh, they could there when you wiggled it.
No.
When you wiggled it and put it into the camera.
Oh, Jack, when you edit this, please put a sticker in for my foot. No, I'm gonna write. What's the timestamp?
It was 41:40-ish.
Right.
No, it was 41:50.
Right. Well, I'm writing that down.
You
Please,
down?
Yeah, put a sticker over my foot. I don't want them to see my sticker.
I'm gonna pause the video.
My foot.
I'm gonna zoom
in
on the feet and make them. I'm gonna blow them up.
Don't you dare!
Let's blow these feet up.
Blow these feet wide open.
Blow these feet wide open, baby.
Yeah, I think for me, a reason I really like NPCs is because I like to role play with you specifically, because I don't get to play with you. Yeah. Because you're the DM.
Well, you do. You get to play with me every week.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I don't get to play with you on a level where, you know, I'm never... My character is never going to get as close with your NPCs as they get with the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that I think that's why I personally like... And, you know, I like talking to NPCs. I like working things out.
Yeah, because I think you know that they've probably got a story. They've got like things that are happening to them. They have got like emotions and all sorts.
Yeah.
So you know that they are like people that if you ask the right questions, if you put the right things together, you will like learn things about them because they're there to like learn things from.
Yeah, definitely.
And I put that in because I know that you and Matthew in particular love it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think there's if you just make like edgy bastard horrible NPCs, your party, the thing is your party probably will turn into a bunch of fucking murder hobos because what's the point what was the point in not being?
And I think honestly this happens by mistake too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I also think, did you hear me burp? Sorry. Do you think they heard me burp?
Probably. You burped into the mic.
Sorry. Oh goodness gracious me. I think What? Huh? What?
I think you said it happens by accident.
It happens by accident because I think a big thing for DMs is, man, how do I give this information away? When's the right time to give it away? I don't want to give away too much. So I think sometimes NPCs can hold on to information for too long or in a way that seems shady, right? And then the PCs end up mistrusting them. Or if there is maybe too many betrayals, I love a betrayal, but if it happened with every NPC, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, we haven't had anything like that yet, have we?
Yet. I'm sure we will.
Well, maybe. I can't put one in every campaign.
Yeah,
can
you
I?
Can. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you certainly can.
I could. Maybe.
Yeah, you certainly can. So yeah, I think that's I honestly I think that's a great one too. Just make your NPCs likable.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Because some of them will be inconsequential.
Yeah.
Like fucking...
Some of them are going to be bastards.
Brian the baker.
Yeah.
Who you just buy your bread from in the morning. He doesn't need to be like, you know, this rich fucking law-filled NPC.
Yeah.
He can just be the guy who makes you the bread.
Yeah.
But, you know, like some NPCs, you know, like take it from fucking like Critical Role or Dimension 20. Like in there are so many NPCs that the party just like loves and relies upon and wants to go back to, and they like have spaces like cities and shops that they love going back to because like it reminds them of like a safe space and things like that, and players love that and players want that, and you know, like you've got that with a few people in mind now, but we're only like
agreed
like 10 or so sessions in.
Yeah, agreed.
And you know,
and we had it very much last campaign too.
Yeah, I agree. There's a few, but there's one in particular from this campaign that you all love. Like one NPC of mine
Oh, Roverette?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We fucking love Roverette.
Yeah, and he's Matthew's patron, but he's also just an NPC that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew gets to like spend a little more time with him and stuff like that, but
yeah,
he's a good time.
Agreed. All right. The last three in this one. Goodness gracious me. In this topic is find the balance between preparing and improvising. Don't pull everything out of your ass. That makes it harder to keep track of your own story. But also don't prep everything and get that stuck in it, as that is the dark path that leads to railroading.
This was going to be what mine was.
Huh?
This is what mine was.
Was it really?
It's like, and I say it all the time, there is no correct amount to prepare.
Nope.
And like, you will become the happiest you have ever become as a dungeon master when you find out your level of preparation.
Totally.
And like, I think there's been many times where I've wanted to just give up as a dungeon master because it's been too stressful and stuff like that. But that came down honestly to I was trying to prepare too much.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fucking sit at my computer and like plan a fucking 4 or 5 hour session.
Yeah.
I want to play Valorant, and that's just who I am. Like, because I know I'm good at prep, and because I know I'm good at improvising.
Yes, and you don't have to do so much prep.
And I think about my story so much and so often.
Yeah,
like I get the real core lore elements down.
Yeah,
before the campaign starts.
Yeah,
and then I'll plan combats, I'll plan speeches, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't do any descriptions because I find, I've said it before and I'll say it again, when I read off a script, I'll stumble over my words, I'll fucking, like, it won't come out correctly.
Yeah.
So I'll write it down, because when I write it down, that, like, basically imprints it in my mind as, okay, I know exactly what I need to say now.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but when I've written it, I can say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like, basically, that thing at the end that I said to you, I made it, all of the conversation before that was just natural.
Yes.
But those last few lines were just written down.
Yeah.
And I delivered them better because I'd written them down.
Yeah, you processed them. Yeah.
That was like all the planning I did.
Yeah. And, like, that is the perfect amount of planning for you.
For me.
Like, and, I am certain that there's DMs listening to this now being like, wow, that is hellish. Yeah. I could never do that. And that, by the way, is so normal. That's the point. That's the point. That's the point.
And, like, you will enjoy Dungeons and Dragons because you'll turn up and feel prepared.
Yeah.
Like, feeling unprepared or feeling not ready will make you probably dread it. But that doesn't mean you have to sit down for 5 hours at a computer and plan it.
Totally.
Like, me preparing is knowing I've got all my monster stat blocks down, knowing I've got all my combat maps down if we have a combat, knowing I've got any speeches down if I need to do a speech, like a monologue or something like that. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't need to plan anymore. Yeah. And sometimes when I know that we're going to have none of those, I just won't plan.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time as well, my party role plays a lot.
Yeah, well, well, genuinely, we really do. And, they say comparison is the death of joy, and I agree. Like, people could so easily hear you say that and be like, man, I can't do that. Oh, man, I wish I could be able to do that. But
that's fine.
The point is, it works for Jack.
Me.
Specifically Jack. It might, I'm sure, well, I know how you do it will be different from the other Jack to the next Jack to this Jack to that Jack.
Yeah.
Like, the point is, the way you plan is so personal to yourself.
Yeah.
And yes, it may align with other people's, definitely. But how you plan is so personal to yourself. And I promise, you'll find the perfect balance.
100%.
You will. But you must find the balance.
Yeah, because that's what will bring you joy as a dungeon master.
Definitely.
Like, and the thing is, it'll take you some time to get there. And I think you need to be open and honest, because I was very open and honest with my party very much in the beginning when I would be like, I haven't really planned anything this session. Let's see how it goes. And they'd be like, oh, and then we'd play a session. It'd be like one of our favorite sessions so far.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I don't need to plan all the time. And then I wouldn't plan for the next session. And then I'd be like, oh, man, I wish I'd done a speech for this moment. And then I'd be like, okay, so I need to plan speeches. And it's just like, as you go, like, just try different things.
Yeah.
And then you will know what you do need and don't need to plan.
Yeah. And you'll learn how your party work too. Mm-hmm. You'll learn, like, what they like to do. You'll learn what they like, you'll learn kind of patterns in what they do too.
Tell you what I found out that I fucking despise over the years.
Go on.
Because I do love combat. Do be loving combats. Do love running combats. Do like hard combats. I fucking hate running spellcasters.
Fair enough.
Spellcasters as a dungeon master. It's so cumbersome
Yeah,
to
that's
like
fair.
to like be like, what spell do I want to cast? Like, because I'm not just thinking about one enemy. I'm thinking about multiple enemies. I'm thinking about what you're gonna do. I'm thinking about the terrain. I'm thinking about everything. And then I've also, because you all get time in between your goes to be like, what spell will I cast?
Very much so. You have to pay attention to what everyone's doing.
I have on my turn.
Yeah.
On my enemy's turn. But the rest of the time, I'm asking for rolls.
Exactly.
I'm moving you around the map.
You have to adjudicate everything.
Fucking running spellcasters as a
I
dungeon
bet.
master.
Yeah, I bet.
Stinks.
Yeah, I fucking bet it does.
I fucking hate it.
I bet. And I bet there's people out there who love spellcasters.
Yeah.
Absolutely love running spellcasters. It's such a personal thing, and don't let what anyone says about how they plan shape how you plan, unless you think it actually sounds like what you would like.
Yeah, it sounds like what you would like.
Like Ginny D, she made a video being like, I think a common thing is people say like, don't overplan.
Don't overplan. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, but it's like, what does it mean? What the
fuck does don't overplan mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know how much is underplanning.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how much is the normal amount of planning. So what is overplanning?
And Ginny D made a point to be like, for me,
for her,
overplanning is where I thrive.
Yes.
I like to have everything set out meticulously. It was like me. I liked it too.
And that's because she just loves, like, I think she just loves getting lost in it all.
Yeah.
So like she can sit there for hours and write like millions of pages of lore and backstory for NPCs and like descriptions and all these beautiful things, and she goes like above and beyond. And that's clearly where like what makes her happy.
Yeah.
Whereas if I tried to do that, miserable.
Yeah.
I'd be miserable. And then I'd turn up to D&D and I would like, I just love improvising roleplay.
Yeah.
Like, and do you want to know what? I'll be completely honest. Roverette has been my absolute outlet for that.
Yeah, I bet.
Just like having, because the campaign is dark and miserable.
Yeah.
And he is just my outlet for like comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
I love his character, and I love like playing him, and just being able to fucking fuck around and have a laugh with you all, and feel like really in the roleplay with you. Is just amazing for me. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So I love that. So expect many more talking magic items.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, and do you want to know what I was gonna say about the spellcasters? I know a lot of the spells in the game.
Yep.
I know like a lot of what they do. I might not know like a fucking radius or something, or like what damage type it is, but I'll know like action economy, damage type, and most of the things that it will do for most of the spells. Running a fucking spellcaster enemy as a new dungeon master,
jeez, I know,
must be so hard. Who doesn't know everything about all the spells?
Yeah, it must be.
And my god,
there is no shame in looking things up as you go. By the way, absolutely no shame.
Not at all.
But I understand how like a DM having to do that, like it could feel bad, especially if you don't have understanding players.
Yeah,
but there's no shame in it. But I also think that's a great one. Finding the balance, and to add to that, your balance will look different to anyone else's.
Yes,
but you will find it.
Like it's like everything. It's like your taste as a human being is different to somebody else's. You might be similar, but there's some things that you will disagree on.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the same with planning Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly. Anything creative is going to be different from others. Yeah, 100%. All right, the last two in this, bloody hell. Goodness gracious me.
We're not even at an hour.
Yeah. Well, the next one, not the next one in this. The next topic is a big one. So this next one is people might drop from your campaign simply because they don't vibe with it. It's nothing that you did wrong, and it's nothing you can fix. Sometimes it's just not the right campaign for the right people.
True.
I think that's a fucking great piece of advice.
Like it's the age old saying of like different strokes for different folks.
So yeah, for sure.
Like people will leave and people will come and people will stay and people will drop out, and that's purely because of two things. Maybe your dungeon mastering style and your campaign setting just isn't something they're interested in. No one's fault.
Yep.
And second of all, things just fucking happen in life.
Yeah, no, for real.
Circumstances change.
Yeah,
people
real.
get new jobs.
Yeah.
Things happen in people's personal lives, and things just change. And that is nothing to do with you.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And honestly, I know it's so easy to
blame yourself.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. It's so easy to go, man, like maybe if I did this, or if I did more of what they wanted, or but that simply isn't the case. And you know what? If people leave and you say like, is there a reason? And they tell you the reason. They'll be telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Especially if they're your friend.
Like
I would like to think.
Interview.
Yeah. No, honestly, if they're your friend, I would like to think they're telling you the truth. And at that point, if they say something personal, then okay, sure, you can take that and work with that. But, you know, if someone just leaves because they're just not feeling it, I think we need to normalize leaving games because we're not vibing with it.
Because we're not like they like. We say it all the time. It's like, would you turn your computer on to play a game? Would you turn your Xbox on? Would you turn your PlayStation on? Your fucking any like game system that your Nintendo Switch? Would you turn that on and play a game that you didn't like?
Yeah, for someone else's sake.
No, but would you do that? Ever? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I hope you wouldn't. At least
you play games because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons is no exception.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it? Do you want to turn up? Then play.
Yeah.
Do you not enjoy it? Do you not want to turn up? Then don't play.
I think a common thing we hear is, oh, well, I don't want to upset my friend, or like they're my friends and I don't want to hurt their feelings. And it's like the best thing you can do for your friendship is be honest and say, I'm really not vibing with it.
100%.
And start that open communication. Like, I think friendships thrive on open communication
100%.
and just saying, I'm sorry, it's nothing you did. I'm just not vibing with it. I just don't feel it.
I remember in the first ever campaign that we played, we had a player that dropped out, and I was like fully immersed because it was my first ever campaign.
Yeah.
And just like going through it and just thinking back on it and stuff like that. Were there things that could have been better? Yeah, but fuck me, like there's things that could have been better with all of my campaigns.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think back and I'm like, man, like what a magical time.
I know. I agree.
One of the players like said something actually quite rude about the story, and I was like, huh. First of all, shouldn't have said anything rude. That's bullshit. But it was also like came to me as been like this, like people don't enjoy the same things. Like people just do not enjoy.
What was it?
It was, you'll know the person.
I know the person.
But they were like, it's just bad storytelling. Do you not remember?
No.
They said it out loud in the session as well. And I remember speaking to the dungeon master afterwards, and they were like, I was like devastated by the comment. Yeah, they said it in the session. They said the words, it's just bad storytelling about something the dungeon master did.
Why don't I remember this? I'm gonna ask them tonight.
Yeah. But basically, first of all,
rude. That's cruel.
Should never say that. That was horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
But also, it opened my eyes to be like, people just clearly don't like the same things. Because
yes.
I was having a great time.
So was I, by the way.
And I thought it was brilliant. And like, this was actually something that linked back to happened earlier in the campaign. And I was like, that's cool. Like, it was one of these first like connections that had been drawn for me. And this person didn't enjoy it at all. And I was like, interesting.
Man, I don't recall this situation whatsoever.
But that just shows. Like, I was like, but they were like,
yes. People do enjoy different things. Truly, honestly. And you know, we've said it so many times. If it works for you and your table and everyone is having fun, then it doesn't matter. But you also can't expect everyone to like the same flavor of fun.
No.
The first table that you start potentially might not be your forever table.
Probably won't be.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I really think we need to normalize, first of all, talking to the party and seeing if there's anything that can be done to make it more your vibe. But also as humans, and this goes for anything, if you're not vibing with something, there is no obligation to stay and do it for other people. No, if you're just honest, people will appreciate the honesty more.
100%.
And then they will know that they can rely on you to be honest in the future. Yeah. You know, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna say to your friend, I'm really sorry. Like, I value you as my friend and I don't want to hurt you, but I'm not feeling this. What are they going to say back to that?
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
like, oh, you're a dickhead.
You're an asshole.
How are they going
to?
How could they?
Which
say
is an
that?
unreasonable response to just being like, I love you.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I need to be honest with you.
It's just not my vibe.
Yeah, and you know, there's a way to have these conversations, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I
don't think you can ever argue with that. Like,
No.
just somebody just being like, I'm just not that interested.
Yeah.
It's like you can't force somebody to be interested in something.
Yeah. Well,
and this is it. Like people, like things that interest the fucking shit out of me might not interest the people in my party.
Yeah. Oh my god, for sure. Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It is just different structure, different folks. Get off me. Stop fucking putting your feet on my socks and pulling my...
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We're having a moment.
Oh my god.
Margaret has like really strong feet.
Oh yeah, I do.
And the thing is, you don't wear socks.
No.
And
I don't.
I like to put my socks on, and I like to pull my socks all the way up my leg. I like to pull my. I like to wear tall socks. I like to pull them like halfway up my shin. I like to have my socks pulled up. And Margaret likes to, for some reason, I don't know why, and it upsets me having my socks not pulled all the way up. She grabs the top of my sock and she just pulls it down, and it fucking pisses me off so much.
I like to just grab things with my toes.
I know
like
you
the
do.
Fabric of your joggers.
You can grab the fabric of my. Don't touch my socks though.
Well, I can't promise that.
Well, you have to.
Oh, I can't.
You have to.
Well, I certainly can't. I certainly can't.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about people dropping out your game.
Yeah. And you know what? I took this approach in my life. I used to be the type of person where I'd force myself to do things I didn't want to do all the time. And one day I'd turn around to you and I was like, I can't do it anymore.
I said it to you for ages as well.
Can't do it anymore.
I was like, you were doing things and then you come home and you were like, I wish I just hadn't done that.
And I'd be fucking miserable
about it.
And
I would just say to you, I would just say like, well, just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, and like, now, you know, there was a point where like, nights out, people would invite me out, and I would simply say, "Thank you so much for the invite, but I don't want to come.
I just don't want to come.
I just don't want to. It's not you.
I'm just not that person anymore.
I'm just not interested in this." And you know, people at first it was really difficult. I will say, people, you know, people weren't horrible about it. People were obviously always understanding about it, but there was always a bit of resistance. Now, people know not to invite me to these things because I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be invited. It's nice to be considered, right? But, you know.
When I was a child, I had like, I don't know what it was. I had like crippling. This is when I was like a child.
Oh, yeah.
Like crippling FOMO. Like
same.
If my friends came and knocked at my door and I was having fun playing fucking Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne on my PC, and I didn't want to do anything else. And then my friends are coming up my door and we're like, we're going to go and play footy. Do you want to come? And I didn't want to, but I go because I didn't want to be left out.
Yeah.
I dropped that so early on in my life.
Yeah. You definitely did.
And now, like, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. You don't do anything you don't want to do. And same now.
If I'm not having fun, I'm just not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to do it because life is too short to do anything you don't want to do.
And like, I'm getting better at being able to recognize when I'm just having a bad day and then being like, look, if I go, I will have a good time, because that was part of my FOMO, right? Being like, oh, just push through it and you'll have a good time. Spoiler, never did. I'm better now at being able to recognize, well, I like this person, I like the situation, I'm just having a bad day and I'm dreading it now because of X, Y, and Z. But I know once I'm there, I will have a good time, and I'm so much better at recognizing that now. Yeah. So I feel like we've gone on so many tangents in this.
Fuck it, it's our podcast, I'll do what I want.
I need a wee. I'm back.
She's back. One thing that I will say that I have noticed recently is I know that 99.9% of the people who watch us know this by now. But, you know, I think the podcast has, you know, achieved a relative amount of success. Or, you know, the success that it has achieved so far.
Agreed, so thank you.
Because we just tangent.
You think?
Yeah, because we just talk. So much.
Yeah.
And like there has been comments on YouTube videos by people who are like new, being like, wow, you guys, like, for a D&D podcast, you're not very on topic. It's just like, and we never will be. And you know, if you don't like the fact that we tangent, this podcast's probably not for you.
Well, no, I actually do think genuinely we do talk. It's a D&D podcast.
Oh yeah.
You know, all of this has been relevant to D&D.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, I think, you know, we talk.
But it's like, I think if you want just D&D and you want just nothing else, nothing like tangenty and nothing like about real life and stuff like that, and nothing about like things like that, I think the place for you is TikTok.
Yeah, well, I feel like the joy of a podcast is, you can just talk, you can shoot the shit.
Yeah,
you know?
which
like
is
that's
what I like doing.
the joy of it. Yeah. Like we considered, well, when we were, oh my God, can you see his feet?
No, you can't.
Oh my, well, they're out. They're splayed.
I'm just pointing my legs out, just giving a little stretch, you know.
Huh?
I think the joy of a podcast.
Yeah. When we first started, you know, we weren't sure. I think it was always going to be a podcast, but we weren't sure if we wanted to do like more like scripted filmed videos, like. You know, we tried our hand at the character building videos and, you know, how to build a warlock and how to build a druid. But, you know, it's to be fair, we were so early in our career, right?
Our podcast.
Yeah. We were never going to know if they were going to work or not, right?
Yeah.
But now we know that format, because we ramble, because we do talk, because they're long videos, people wanting to get that concise information are not going to click on a video that's like an hour and 40 minutes long.
Well, do you want to know, if we're talking about like, to me, when it comes to like D&D content, there's like two parts that you can like fall into. These really general, really like overview general sort of talking here. There's people who like know their fucking shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And you watch them because they know their shit.
Colby.
D4. D&D Shots.
D&D Shots
and stuff
Dungeon
like that.
Dudes.
And then there's people who you watch because you like the fact that they're talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that because I like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But I think you like them as people.
Diana of the Rose.
Diana of the Rose. XP to level 3.
Yes.
You know,
yes. Yeah.
He's just Jake is just fucking
hilarious.
Funny.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not breaking the fucking ground with the things that he says, but he is just entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely fall more in that category.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
yeah.
It's not that we say anything groundbreaking in terms of like Dungeons and Dragons as a system, but it's like you just like us, I guess.
Thank you. Wild.
and we talk about D&D.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it feels.
That makes me feel good.
It feels really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And you know, I feel like that's become so prevalent in stream.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we obviously we have topics that we get into. We do get into them.
Eventually.
But you know, there is a lot of just hanging out with you and like chilling out and asking how your day's been, what you've been eating, what you've been up to, and you know, I feel like. Yeah. Sorry, the dog just got up.
So yeah, I think there's, you know, like those. I feel like you can really generally just split it into those two camps, and I feel like we definitely fall into the
I agree.
The more like entertainment personality camp than the information, and I think that's why those videos don't do as well, because I think less of our personality came through because there was less chance for our personalities to come through.
Agreed. Yeah, I think. Yeah, agreed. Very much so. But then, you know, at the same time, you have people like Ginny D, who I would say she's very informational. But she's also, her personality shines through.
I think it's because she does it in such a personable way.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I think the content that she delivers is very good.
Yeah.
And very, very informative. And like but I do think it's a little bit more like commentary based. Like, it's more like etiquette at the table, how to role play, like, you know, like how to like almost like put your personality through in role play and things like that. And I definitely think I think she skirts the line between two, probably why she's so successful.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Because she is very fucking knowledgeable about D&D.
Incredibly knowledgeable.
But also because she's a good personality.
Yeah,
and I think it comes through very well in the content.
I agree. I very much agree. Yeah. Weird, innit?
Weird.
Yeah.
Strange.
Strangy. Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know what we were talking about, to be honest.
Next,
the next one. This is the last one in this topic. Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to cut this. I'm gonna have. I put quite a few in. I'm gonna have to cut this short.
Oh, you can put some in the next one.
True. So this is the biggest lesson was that I, as the DM, I wasn't a god. It can be easy for younger DMs, especially, to fall into this power trip. But remember, you're another player at the table. Yes, you have more responsibility than the others, but that doesn't give you any actual power over them. This happened to me when I started DMing as a teen. I tried my whole my way or the highway, and then surprised Pikachu faced when no one wanted to play with me. The lesson I learned was to be willing to work with players. You're all telling the story together. And in fact, I would argue that it's more the player's story than yours.
100%. 100%. Because it's like, I think it's just on that last bit, like it's more their story than yours. Because it's like you can plan things, but at the end of the day, if they like do something crazy, use a spell where you didn't expect it, flip it on its head, make the decision you didn't expect it to make, fucking set up a ruse on an NPC and something like that, or like pull like a wild card, it's like you're not telling the story anymore.
Yeah,
they're taking the story where it's going.
Yeah,
you're just like splaying out the narrative as they do it.
Yeah,
that's the crack.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the whole my way or the highway thing, again, like how often do we hear about DMs that are it's very much DM versus player, and it's very much I am the god, what I say goes, and with very little explanation as to why. And of course, no one wants to play with people like that.
Yeah, and look, of course you did that when you were
of course you did,
teenager.
by the way.
Man, I'd have done the same shit.
Same.
Like, being a teenager, I think you have to, when it comes to being a teenager, I think you have to take yourself back to that moment.
For real.
Of being a teenager.
For real.
I was a menace. I was a terrible person.
I was heinous.
Horrible.
I was heinous.
So, of course, when I get the chance to, make up the rules of the game and everyone has to listen to me, of course I'm going to fucking try and smack down I'm the god and you have to do everything I say.
I know.
Of course you do. But the fact that you can recognize that wasn't right.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
That's changed.
The fact that OP has come to this conclusion themselves by being like, I'm not the god. And, I have to work with the players. And you don't have any control over the players. And I agree. Like, the DM is a player. And yes, the DM does push the story along. The DM is the adjudicator of the fun, right? But the DM is just like you. The DM has to have fun with you.
Yeah, gotta have fun with you, like with the party. It's a collaborative storytelling game between not only just all of the players, and they have to collaborate together, but you have to collaborate with the DM. The DM has to collaborate with the players. Like if they let's just say we go into an open world sandboxy game and you drop a few like plot hooks down. They start to pick up on this one that they're really interested in, and they're like, oh my god, I can't wait to pick up on this story bit, and this story bit's exciting me, and the whole party's like, yeah, and then you go, yeah, but that's not what I'm interested in, I think we should do this instead. It's just like, you're not collaborating.
Yeah, indeed.
Listening to your players and what they are excited about is such a massive tool as a Dungeon Master that I think everyone should use.
Yeah, and I think there also has to be a level of trust between you all too, like a level of trust from the DM to the players to be like, you're not going to intentionally fuck shit up for me.
Yeah.
You're not going to make my life difficult.
Yeah.
And the vice versa. Like, the DM isn't going to make things difficult for the player. Like, this is, I feel like, I was going to say like an experience thing. It could potentially
I think it could be.
But, also like a personality thing as well. Like, if you're an adversarial person, in your normal everyday life, there's a chance you're going to be more adversarial in D&D, and no one wants to play with a person like that. No one wants to hang out with a person like that.
No one wants to come to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god.
Dragons.
Oh my god.
Nobody wants to come to Dungeons and Dragons to just fight with their Dungeon Master.
Yeah, no.
Like, it doesn't need to be this like power play.
Yeah.
And I think that like
dog pushed through prison.
Yeah. Dog almost knocked this light over.
Yep, pushed through prison.
But he wanted a drink and a wee, so he's had it now.
Yeah.
So surely he'll be chill, right?
Yes. I don't know I don't know what point we were making.
Neither
but
I.
On the point and on like learning that you as the DM aren't a god. Yeah, I think 100%. And this is something that, again, I was saying, I don't know if this is experience or like a personality thing or what.
I think, especially, for this one, I think it can be multiple things. For this one, it could potentially just be like a coming of age.
Yeah, yes,
like,
yes.
Realizing that,
you're not.
Being judge, jury, and executioner is my way and the highway isn't a particularly fun atmosphere to implement.
For anyone, by the way.
For anyone.
Yeah, including
at any time, at any age.
Yeah.
Isn't particularly fun. Because it is a collaborative storytelling game, but as well at the same time, it could just be an experience thing.
Yeah.
Like, just understanding that most people don't like playing that way.
Yeah, indeed.
Is a big thing that you'll probably come to understand.
Indeed.
So.
Yeah. I love that journey for OP, to be honest.
It's a good journey, and just figuring that out and just, understanding that that's probably not the way that people want to play is a good thing.
Yeah, indeed. So what about yours? What's your advice?
Well, mine was, I've already said it.
Yeah.
Basically just like, there is no correct or incorrect way to plan. And genuinely, I think if you have a drive to DM, but every time you do it, like if you have that like gut, like, I know I want to tell a story, I've got a story to tell and I really want to do it, but you seem to just keep like running out of steam or getting burnt out, it's probably because you haven't truly found the way to plan yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's what bogs most people down. And, like, I mean, if you just don't plan at all and just wing it every session, maybe you don't want to be a dungeon master, because there has to be, well, there doesn't have to be, but in most games, I think
there is an element of planning. That is the role that Dungeon Master is. There is a role of, maybe not necessarily, like, planning could mean fucking whatever.
Can mean anything,
there is an element of forethought.
Yes.
And putting something in, because there is something to be said about, if you don't prepare anything, then your players the session, you know, it's exactly like OP said. Like, it can be you fucking just scratching your ass and you don't know what to do, and your players expect there to be something.
I have played in a game where the Dungeon Master has planned nothing, and it wasn't fun. And you could tell they were making everything up on the spot.
Yeah.
And later we found out that that's exactly what did happen.
Yeah.
That they didn't plan it all, and it was so obvious.
And it was out of not wanting to do it. Like simply, which is fine.
So
as
then
well,
it's just like, then just don't Dungeon
Yeah,
Master. But you know, like, just because I don't plan doesn't mean I don't think about it. Like, I do plan the things that I know I need to, and that's just come with. But if you do want to be a Dungeon Master, but you keep getting burnt out, I think it might actually be down to the fact that you haven't found how you enjoy planning. Because I just love being a performer and being a storyteller and like feeding off people's emotions. And like when people get excited for it, like I know when to lean into things and not. And that's where I thrive as a Dungeon Master. Not in planning. Not in preparation.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know that now, and that's why I fucking love it.
Yeah, agreed. And you can tell you're so much happier now. Yeah, definitely. You know, for me, I don't have I haven't yet. I have, but you know, it was a rough ride. But to be honest, my advice was also going to be similar along the lines of the post that was like, people might just leave because they don't vibe with it, and that's not your fault. But so I guess I'll adjust mine to be, if you're having fun, if your players are having fun, you're all having fun, then don't fucking worry about it.
Then just don't worry about it.
The main thing is having fun. You play a game to have fun. Don't worry. Oh, I didn't hit this story beat. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, maybe that combat wasn't good. Oh,
I didn't do
God.
this as much justice. It's just like, also, do you know what I mean? There's next session. You can lay it on thicker next session. Or next time they see the BBG.
Yeah, like I forgot to say this or I forgot to do that. Did you have fun? Did your players have fun?
Doesn't fucking matter.
Did your players have fun? Oh, this rule isn't how this is supposed to go, or you know, they don't like it like this. Are you having fun?
Are you having fun?
Ultimately, you should always default to, but are we having fun?
Did we meet up with our friends and have a fucking laugh?
Yeah.
And if I come away feeling awesome, then
there you go.
I think Dungeons & Dragons did exactly what it needed to do in that moment.
Exactly. And you know what? If you come away and you're feeling bad, reflect on it and go, why am I feeling bad?
Why am I feeling bad?
Because, hey, a lot of the times we're our own worst enemy. You can be thinking thoughts being like, oh God, what if they thought this? They're not thinking that. You are making up a version in your head of them, thinking that. You're making up a mean version of your friends in your head. And they're judging you, and they wouldn't do that.
And there's something also to be said. A lot of people talk about like imposter syndrome when it comes to like lessons learned as a Dungeon Master. And again, I think what Margaret just said also applies to it. You okay? What are you doing?
I'm tucking my toes in underneath the seat of your...
I thought you were trying to get my attention or something.
Oh.
Check. Imposter syndrome. Look, I don't have the key to that. But one thing that I will say is, like, nobody expects anything of you.
No.
Nobody's expecting fucking Tolkien levels of world building and Matthew Mercer and Brendan Lee Mulligan versions of like role playing and storytelling and secret keeping and things like that. Like, you are just a person who's telling a story for their mates so we can have some time to spend with our friends on a week to week basis, which is a very healthy thing, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
To get together and be able to do that.
Yeah.
You're facilitating that. Yep. And as long as Margaret said you're having fun.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Nothing else matters.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if how am I doing a good enough job? Are they enjoying it? Then you're doing a good enough job.
Yeah. Oh, this homebrew rule, this opinion. Are you enjoying it? Does it work for you? Then it doesn't matter.
Then it doesn't matter.
That's the best advice I would give.
Nothing else matters as long as you're having a good time and everyone else having a good time.
Yeah, for real.
Like, because I did the same thing. I was like, I would watch Critical Role and then I'd be like, man, I'm terrible. I'm dreadful. But then I get a D&D and I'd forget that, and then everyone would be laughing and having a good time, and everyone just wants to turn up, and everyone's like, it's the thing that I look forward to the most in the week, and it's just like, does it matter that I'm not the
No, certainly not.
No, literally not.
Certainly not.
Like, because that's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm just trying to achieve the fact that my friends like coming to D&D, I'm having a good time, they are, nothing else matters.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best piece of advice I would be able to give. You know, maybe not necessarily lesson learned, but, you know, from the experiences and from all the things we see from you guys, because you send us so many submissions, an overarching theme is that. And I would just say, as long as you're having fun. That's what I would say.
True.
Yeah, 100%.
Too true.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a fucking great one, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a great post.
That was a brilliant post.
That was such a good one.
That's a great post.
Lessons you learned the hard way. What a good one. And hey, you will have
the hard way, the long way.
Yeah, the long way.
Just as much, yeah,
indeed. You'll have some. What's some of the lessons that you learned? Either the hard way or,
Lessons?
Lessons? No,
Lessons?
I'm going to kick you.
Don't kick.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned throughout your DMing journey that maybe you think could help someone else?
Yeah, post them down below.
Yeah, please let us know. God, let us know.
Let us know.
God, Dungeon-Doomhand, what a fucking great one.
What a brilliant post.
Man, you know what, Jack? I have so many other posts.
We are almost at time.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even going to lie because we have to start getting ready for D&D soon.
We do. Well, let me go over.
Let's rock that next one.
Let me go over this fucking batshit crazy insane one.
Let's rock that next one.
So, this is long. I will say it is long because there is a lot of nuance to this and I have to refer back to. So, I'm going to have to refer back to the original post and then we're going to go over the update together.
Yeah.
The original post, I have bullet pointed to make it more succinct.
Okay.
For everyone.
Okay.
Okay. So, the title of this is The DM made my character the werewolf all along, and I didn't know. Okay. So that was the first one, and then obviously the next one is update. So, let's go over the first post. Now, OP has been playing with their group for a year. OP is playing a rogue. That's important.
Okay.
Their party consists of a monk, a bard, a ranger, a wizard, and a barbarian.
Okay.
Okay? So they all started in a village where there was a werewolf problem, and they were tasked to find out who was the werewolf in the village, basically, right? So the DM introduced the plot twist that actually the werewolf was much closer than the party had originally thought. And they were like, that's a cool twist. We like that.
Okay.
It's an NPC we care about. It's someone, etc., etc. It was also fun when they found out that actually it was one of the players.
Okay.
So it got revealed in drips. Oh, there's a werewolf problem. Oh, they're closer than you think. Oh, it's someone in the party. They loved it. We all assumed...
Sounds fun.
Yeah, well, it does. And OP makes a point to say we all assumed that one of us had agreed that with the DM from the beginning.
You would think so.
Yeah, so now it's a case of, oh, well, who made the most mistakes or who killed the fewest werewolves?
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit of fun that, you know, OP rightfully so, by the way.
There's a way to figure out who it is.
Certainly.
And that person is in cahoots with the dungeon master and they know that they are the werewolf.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Turns out OP was the secret werewolf. Not only that, by the way, in fact, this is verbatim, I had also caused the most civilian victims in the meantime. When they found out OP was the werewolf, they were given the choice, do you kill her or not? Referring to her character. And whilst they were given the option, or do you fucking kill her or not? She was, I'm saying she because they say, do you kill her or not? But OP was given the choice.
Yeah.
So do you choose to kill them and the rest of the villagers or not? So after finding out this huge plot twist that they were the werewolf, when...
The whole time,
by the way, killing all these people, slaughtering this village, and then you're stood there, you've been found out to be the werewolf, and your party's going, oh, do you kill her?
Should we kill her?
And then they go, and then the DM goes, so you're going to kill them in the village, yeah? Is that what you're going to do?
No, of course I'm not, because first of all, I didn't know I was the fucking werewolf.
So obviously, OP said, I protested because I didn't know this. Yeah. And then it turns out the DM also edited part of OP's backstory to accommodate this twist, right? Without telling OP.
Interesting.
And OP makes a big point to say, by the way, there was no signs at all that anything was wrong with my character.
Yeah, but otherwise, because if there was signs, the rest of the party would probably have known it was them as well.
No signs.
Interesting.
So the whole point of that post was... it was very much asking, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I talk to this? How do I, what do I do? I'm upset. Am I right to be upset? It was very much one of those posts.
I think you've definitely got a right to be upset.
And as basically the post concluded with OP, and like people were incredibly helpful, by the way, for once, I will say on Reddit.
Oh my goodness. Reddit being helpful?
People were very empathetic and the conclusion was, and they put an update saying, I have scheduled a meeting with the DM. I'm talking to the DM and I'm talking to the group together in a few days.
Yeah.
I will update you. And as it stands, 2 people, the wizard and the ranger, this is relevant, remember that, want to kill her.
Interesting.
And another one, the barbarian, relevant, wants to keep OP alive. The others are unsure.
Okay.
And that's where that post ended.
Okay.
We have the update.
Oh.
Whatever you think the reason is going to be behind this.
What do you mean? Behind the update?
Behind why OP's the werewolf?
Okay.
You'll never fucking guess.
Okay.
So.
I'm nervous.
So, first of all, terrible situation to be in.
Dreadful situation. Like, do you want to know what? It would have been a absolutely, I think, dope as fuck, sick, awesome, class, unreal beginning to a campaign of coming to a village, finding out there's a werewolf problem, finding out that it's closer than they think, finding out it's a member of the party. This person knows the whole time and knows that when it's found out that it's them, they're going to turn and try and kill the party. They're going to die. The rest of the party's been brought together, and this quite confident role player, I think the person would have to be, would come in with a new character.
Very much so.
And,
oh my god, fucking
that would be Bertrand Bell.
Bertrand Bell.
Yeah. Like, hit it with a Bertrand Bell.
Hit him with a Bertrand Bell.
Hit him with a Bertrand Bell. I think that's such an unreal, sick, awesome beginning to a campaign.
Now,
love that.
To find out
you didn't know.
Dog shit.
To find out the fact that you didn't know you were even the werewolf.
And then for the DM to be like, all right, are you killing him?
Are you killing him?
Are you killing him, man?
Why would I kill them? I've literally spent the beginning of the campaign getting to know them and becoming friends with them.
Keep that in mind.
Such a cool idea.
Keep that in mind.
Terribly
Things to remember from that post.
OP Ranger, wizard.
OP is a rogue.
Yeah.
Party consists of whatever. The Ranger specifically wants OP dead.
Interesting. So does the wizard.
So does the wizard, and then the barbarian wants to keep him
wants to keep him alive.
The update. So some of you asked for the update. Here it is. I did have to rewrite this before posting after calming down to make it more readable.
Fair.
So I had written down all the things I wanted to ask and say to the DM and the group.
First of all, why?
Yeah. Fucking why?
Why didn't you just tell me?
All thanks to you, I had a full list of options and possible compromises.
Yeah.
So I thought I was completely prepared.
Interesting.
I had the first talk, which you all recommended, about how I thought it was a nice idea, but the execution was a bit unpleasant for me.
A bit
You're underselling yourself here, OP.
I think abhorrent.
Heinous.
Yeah. Disgracefully done.
Because this way, I couldn't play my character the way I expected to.
Yeah.
Then I didn't feel completely comfortable with how my backstory was suddenly different, and I didn't know how to play the character without that background. And I said that I hope for a different choice besides the party have to kill you or you be killed by them.
Yeah.
So to get an idea that we could all agree with, I started with these two questions. When did you decide that my character is a werewolf? And can we go through what you now have as my backstory?
I feel like I feel like they're going to say, I just rolled a dice in the moment.
You think that's why?
I think that's why.
Does that piss you off?
The idea of that? Yeah.
Well, be prepared to be 100 times more fucking pissed off.
Is it because the rogue wanted them to?
OP is the rogue.
Oh, the ranger, sorry. The ranger hunts werewolves. Werewolves are the ranger's favorite enemy.
I think
it's going to be something like that.
After I did the whole speech,
the
DM started to give me some strange excuses and stories about how he had this plan for a little while, but each time he didn't really know how to approach it in the campaign.
Well, you did a good job in the end.
Until he talked to the ranger about it.
Uh-oh.
And the ranger gave him this idea.
Uh-oh.
So then the ranger then took over and told me this way it would suit his backstory and get me to have a spectacular ending as my character.
Okay.
This got the barbarian mad and saying things like, so it wasn't planned and you singled her out and then you lied about it? And why the hell did you want to get rid of her that bad? What is wrong with you?
I want to be the only dex-based character.
The DM turned red and said, don't be so angry and let us finish. She did.
Let me cook.
The DM and the ranger both explained that in their previous campaign, they had an annoying rogue who always wanted to be the center of attention and often got the party into trouble.
Okay.
The DM assumed that I'm not like that, so when I first indicated that I wanted to play a rogue, he agreed. But after he had talked about it with the ranger and the wizard, they started to doubt whether they even wanted a rogue in the party again after all. So that's where the whole, why not play a paladin, came from when we started. I was certainly not annoying in the game, and not as much as the previous rogue. They admitted to that, but the ranger and the DM still just didn't enjoy playing with a rogue. Because they still got annoyed by the rogue traits.
Oh my god, what? Sneak attack?
They often found it annoying that I looted the defeated enemies, and I was often the one who opened the most chests. But I thought that was normal for rogues.
It is.
I am the one that picks locks.
Yes.
And most of what I found, I would share with all of them. But okay, I let them talk.
I can't believe you're letting them talk, to be honest. I'd have left.
Oh my god.
I'd have walked out.
Oh my god. I just didn't like playing with rogues.
I just don't like playing with rogues.
Just don't like the rogue traits. What is it with rogues?
What is it? It's like you have dreadful... Look, out of all of these stories that we get here, you have dreadful dungeon masters, but you still play with them.
No.
But so why is it rogues where we draw the line?
Oh my god.
You're a werewolf. You have to die because we just don't like rogue abilities.
Oh, well, okay.
Imagine.
So much later in the campaign, they came up with this plan. The whole werewolf plot twist, so that my character would be dead. And I would have to make another one after the DM would say that I wasn't allowed to choose a rogue again. Because after everything, the party no longer trusts any rogues in the game. Before that plan was made, the daughter of the person who gave us the quest was the werewolf all along. That's why there was no hints or clues that it was me, because it wasn't decided until last minute that it was me, and that they had hoped I would not ask questions like I was doing now. After this whole speech from their side, I really didn't know what to say anymore. I was pissed that they were really targeting me and my character, and sad that I had been lied to. If they had just said to me, hey, it looks like you want to play a rogue, but we just prefer to not have one in the party after annoying player last time, I would have just chosen something else. It wouldn't have been a problem, and this never would have happened. So I left the table, and after some shouting, the barbarian did too. The wizard later on sent me a message saying that he was sorry this had all happened. He knew that they were planning something, but they didn't know that it was this. The DM sent me...
I don't know if that's true.
The DM sent me a message asking if I would reconsider, and the barbarian got the same. I sent him a text saying, next time, write a fucking book.
Mm-hmm.
Bard does not know what to do, wants to leave since we're gone, but at the same time really likes D&D. So he fears he would regret leaving after not even really playing. The monk and the ranger have been very silent. And that's the fucking end of that.
Imagine a world in which, a world where instead of just talking to somebody,
you fucking do all this bullshit.
You get out the map and you're like,
oh, yeah. You got the pins,
and you're like rogue, werewolf plotline, us, dungeon master, pointing all of these red things.
They're gonna want her dead, and then she can't play another rogue.
And then the wizard's like, could we not just talk to them? And they'll be like, there's no way.
No fucking chance.
There's no way.
No chance, no way. This is perfect.
This is
flawless.
easier.
This is flawless.
This is easier.
They're not going to ask questions.
No.
And we're just going to roll with this.
They're going to be fine with this.
And then last minute, oh my god, I'm a genius. Last minute, she's the fucking werewolf.
She's the werewolf.
Oh my god, she's the werewolf.
She's the werewolf. I ask if she wants to try and kill a party.
She's the werewolf.
She initiates combat. You all kill her.
You find out she killed everyone you love.
She comes in as a new character.
Man.
She's going to be totally fine with it. There's no way that she'll be upset.
Oh my god. Isn't that, honestly.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Isn't that the most batshit fucking insane thing you've ever heard?
How did you ever think that this was a good idea? At no point in your train of thought did you go, She might not be okay with this.
Like this is why, man. How much have these two enabled each other? By the way,
oh yeah, big time.
The DM and the Ranger, they have absolutely spiraled.
They've been
this.
cooking, and
oh
they've
my
been like,
god,
this is gonna work. There's no way this doesn't work. It's gonna be epic.
I just don't fucking understand. I really don't understand how neither of them at any point were like, should we just talk to her?
Should we just ask her not to play a rogue?
Should we just ask her not to play a rogue? Oh my god!
Turns out, OP. She was absolutely fine.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, and first of all, OP says, if they had just said to me, by the way, I absolutely wouldn't have played a rogue. No questions.
Also, that's very big of you because you shouldn't have to do that.
No, true. No, absolutely. For someone else's bias from another person.
I understand that there are, annoying rogues out there. But there's annoying paladins out there.
There's annoying people out there. There's annoying people.
There's just annoying people.
Like the
it's
DM.
Nothing to do...
And
the ranger. There's nothing to do with the class or the fact that they were the rogue.
Yeah.
They were just obviously a bit of a nightmare to play with.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that every rogue is going to be a nightmare.
No way.
If you have a problem, though, you could just be like, our last rogue was a bit annoying because of X, Y, and Z. Is there any chance that you could just, like, not do these things? And it's just like, oh, yeah, fair, because I can guarantee that they've gone, I would never have done that.
Yeah.
That sounds turbo annoying, and I would never do that.
Like, now look at this.
Now look at this mess you've created.
Look, there is a fucking, by the way, the most popular by far posts on Reddit for this month, I will say. You know, this is r/DnD, by the way, but the most popular this month.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Now look at this. Now you have a Reddit thread
about you
thousands and thousands of people,
fool.
Man, you know, just, and the thing is, I understand talking to people's scary. It's scary.
Tell you what's scarier. The fucking bullshit you came up with.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And
the scary is where your thoughts went to that was easier than talking to someone.
You know what? The thing is, it's hard for everyone. Fuck me. Must have been hard for OP, by the way.
Yeah.
To come up with... Matt, how much benefit of the doubt, by the way, did OP
so much
give
benefit of the doubt.
this whole time?
The fact that you described it as just an unpleasant way to...
A bit unpleasant.
It's just unpleasant. Like, you're giving these people
way too much benefit of the doubt.
Way too much leeway.
Benefit of the doubt. And again, this is just, to me, and maybe this is rude of me to say, this is just spineless behavior.
Oh,
this is
super
just spineless, lack of awareness, lack of care for the people around you.
Yeah.
Like, please, for the fucking love of God, get some lessons in grace and decorum.
Yes.
Get some lessons in how to fucking talk to people.
100%.
Get some therapy about how to work through these things in your head and talk to the people around you. Jesus.
Like, I just can't understand a world.
Insanity.
A world.
Insanity.
Where you sit together and come up with this fucking diabolical mess and don't at one point go, why don't we just ask her?
And you've been playing for a year, by the way. They've been playing for one whole calendar fucking year.
Why don't we just ask her?
Yeah, why don't we just...
Was the campaign boring? And you had to throw this in to maybe, like, juice it up or something? Is that how you get your kicks,
the thing
maybe?
Is, you've been playing with OP for a year. You can see, by DM's own admission, OP wasn't annoying.
Yeah.
OP was playing, okay, fair enough. OP was opening the most chests. Yeah, by the way, because rogues spec into that. That's the rogue's fucking job.
You get proficiency with lockpicking tools.
Of course you're going to do it.
And you can put expertise in it. Like,
of course
your character is built for it.
Of course.
Like, if you're an arcane trickster as well, you can do it from fucking 30 feet away in case it's trapped.
Yeah.
So then it's a very safe way to do it. The only other way that you can probably do it is if you fucking, like, the wizard casts knock or something, which is a fucking spell, which also makes a knocking sound that's 300 heard for 300 feet. Mm-hmm. Like,
Insanity.
it's just part of the class.
Insanity.
And it's like, if you were so fucking bothered about them picking so many chests, don't put so many fucking chests
in.
Don't
put the chests in that they can pick.
Not this.
Yeah, I know.
Not this plan. Absolutely. Just don't put as many chests in if that's what you're upset about.
Yeah, God. Insane. What do you think? Is it as crazy as you thought it was going to be?
Wild.
Did you expect that?
No.
I didn't either. When I was reading it, I am telling you, I had a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
I had the heater on. I was bundled up. I was leaning into the screen. I scrambled to go find the original post. OP, I am so sorry that this happens to you.
Truly.
And the worst thing is, I know that there'll be people watching this who are like, yes, something similar happened to me. And I know it.
Imagine.
And how horrible does it feel, by the way, to know that the DM had been conspiring with another player?
Yeah,
that
with
feels
another player.
Horrible.
And like I said, I actually love this idea.
Yeah, so do I.
I actually love
definitely
the idea that somebody in the party is a werewolf and they don't know it.
Yeah.
Like sort of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sort of thing where like something keeps happening and they wake up and they're like, and I've got no fucking clothes on, or like the Hulk or something like that. I mean, like they've like changed and they don't know what's happened or why it's happening or something like that. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But it's just handled so badly. That is a hard one to do. You need player buy-in from that.
Your player has to have either approached you with it or you have to have approached the player. Like, there has to be knowledge.
Yeah.
The player has to fucking know about it. Or at the very least, you start the campaign and you go, there's a potential, this is going to happen to someone. Is everyone okay with this potentially being them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, dog shit.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just talk to the people around you. Man, oh my God. This is a perfect example of just talk to him.
Yeah.
Really it is. Jesus. I'm so sorry, OP.
Yeah, that stinks.
Wild.
Stinkiness.
Right. Should we go through the 2 pieces of art?
Yes.
And then we'll end it there.
Show me.
What are we on?
1 hour and 45 minutes.
Bloody hell. There was a bit of a gap.
There was a bit of a gap. There was a small gap. About a 3-minute gap.
Goodness gracious me. Well, all right. So, these last 2, I had 3 other things in this. No way. These will go into the next one.
True.
I will keep these ones because they are good.
True.
I will put them into the next Reddit one.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going to have to be, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So, these 2 pieces of art. This first one.
And it's him.
Do you want to come round? Can I turn this round? No. I don't want to. Jack took a peek.
Yeah, took a little fucking gander with my peepers.
Good, aren't they?
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah. All right.
The second one. Oh.
So this first one, this has been sent in. This was posted by TheNFoxx with 2 X's, and it's called Parry OC and it's art. And look how absolutely fucking bloody gorgeous is this?
The big stretch at the bottom.
The big stretch.
What are they? Are they like a ranger or something? Or?
Barbarian elf.
Barbarian elf.
You know what?
Hear that combo, do you?
OP actually put in like a short I was gonna say eulogy. That's not the word.
No,
like a short description of
OP
who this character is. I did try to find to see if the TheNFoxx had any socials, anything else. I couldn't find anything. I am going to message them on Reddit and say, we're featuring this. Do you have any socials to shout out? They might be below. Might not. If we can't find them. But this is the TheNFoxx with 2 X's on Reddit. So this is Parry, my barbarian elf. She lived with her wife in Ophelia, a large city. During this time, she was happy. She finally escaped from her oppressive mother and moved to what was essentially a safe house with her wife. They had met at a dance/art school. Marigold was the first to make a move and the first to really convince Parry that she deserved to be treated well. Unfortunately, as we all know with D&D backstories, tragedy struck when the BBEG reduced the city to rubble when summoning an ancient ship. Parry wasn't home when the explosion hit. She was out doing a shop at the local markets. She rushed home to find Marigold had been crushed to death in the wreckage of their safe house. Parry, who had never before felt the rage of this magnitude, suddenly saw red. The tattoos her wife had given her, now imbued with Marigold's blood, glowed red.
Oh my God.
Without quite understanding how, Parry manages to get her wife's body from the wreckage. Now, whenever she rages, 2 ethereal arms emerge. The spirit of her wife helping her. Goodness. And that's her.
What a brilliant drawing!
What a brilliant backstory!
I love the concrete jungle.
Yes,
around it.
Very
that's
much
really
so.
Cool.
It's like a mixture of like industrial and like urban, and I love it. I think it looks so good.
Sick.
I love this art style. What an absolutely beautiful, gorgeous art style.
I love the. Is it a wolf at the bottom?
Yeah, I think so.
Or it's just a big dog.
Yeah, I think so. But regardless, it's gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful. Barbarian elf.
You just don't hear it, do you?
And man, you know what?
But I love it.
I fucking love that backstory too. She just saw fucking red.
And like those like in real life where you almost see like feats of inhuman strength.
Yes, yeah.
When people are like just so full of adrenaline or just desperately need to do something.
Yeah,
They do something that is just almost impossible.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just love the idea that can. And do you want to know what? Like, it's actually, in my opinion, a very simple backstory.
Agreed. It's incredibly effective.
But I think it's just so simple, and that's why it's so brilliant.
Totally agreed.
Simplicity
is the key.
Where the rage comes from.
Yeah, and Jesus. Well, man, Parry has a goal for the BBEG.
Done.
Certainly. Goodness gracious me, done. Sold.
You're going to meet a bunch of adventurers and you're like, these are the people.
Yeah.
These are the people I'm going to kill that guy with.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Yeah. Man, what a fucking gorgeous piece of artwork. What an incredible backstory. Yeah, incredible. The TheNFoxx, stunning work.
Brilliant work.
Stunning, absolutely brilliant work.
Unreal.
Gorgeous. And then this next one.
This is I almost didn't believe it.
Yes. Well, this was posted by Danimation93, and it's just titled "My First D&D Homebrew," and this is a completely hand-drawn map on Procreate of a city.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? My god!
I love a map drawn on this like background, this like old parchment background.
Yeah.
It just it does something different to me on the inside.
Yeah.
On the inside of my brain. Yeah. It just does something like if I see the old parchment, I'm like,
yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm in.
That's why I did mine like on the old parchment.
Yeah.
It just gives but the fucking drawing,
Jesus,
the detail.
Absolutely fucking beautiful. To think this is all hand drawn, and you can tell when you zoom in, there's like cute little stags and deers, and obviously there is elements that have, it's all hand drawn, and then elements that have been like pasted and changed and copied, right? But absolutely stunning, beautiful work, and there is some lore as well.
Give me the lore.
Hey everyone, first time poster here, and I wanted to share a map I've drawn of my first homebrew town, Fomfia. Fomfia is a small farming town in a Celtic Irish mythology setting in the region of Dargeadh. Dargeadh?
Yeah.
Dargeadh, maybe?
Well done, Margaret. Perfect pronunciation, I think.
Which experiences an everlasting autumn. Due to its past, the inhabitants of this town are incredibly superstitious, taking their habits and protection against evil spirits and tricksy creatures to absurd levels. The town is also a frequent stopping point from travelers coming from the south and pilgrims on their way into the forest to the town's west, where an ancient silver oak resides, providing the town with a solid stream of tourist income. I won't go into more detail, but I'm curious of any thoughts anyone has. What stories can you imagine taking place in Fomfia? And how do you think a town like this would fit into a larger world? Hope you like it. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. Man,
good little bit of lore as well. Like
just a couple of points.
And this is the thing. When people were like, to me, they were like, Jack, how do you world build? And I think this is the perfect example. This little town has a silver oak tree.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Yep.
It's what allows this place to be here. It's what drives tourism to the space. Like, just thinking of something like that, that makes the town stand out for a reason. Why is there a town here?
Yeah.
Because there's a silver oak tree here, and people want to come and see it because it's like a phenomenon of the world.
And then, things like the everlasting autumn.
Yeah.
That's something. Why? Why is that?
I'm intrigued.
Oh my god, why is it?
Excellent
and
world building.
That could stream into so many more questions. And then the fact that there is the everlasting autumn, the people who live there are like, oh, it's Fae, it's tricks from the Fae, so they're superstitious. And man, just even the setup of this town's superstitious of Fae, man, there's a million billion fucking things you can do.
Billion things. Your character comes in and they're a satyr.
Oh,
do you know what I mean though? Like,
yeah, 100%.
It's sick. It's just great little world building.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's like a family of satyrs that have just moved in, and some of the people are still superstitious, but a lot of people are just past it at this point.
Maybe
that's great.
The oak tree is actually a portal to the Feywilds, and only like an arc druid who has like plane shift or something like that is able to see it. But because it's just a small farming town, no one there has the knowledge to know that.
Yeah, no one has the sights or the vision,
and that's
to see
why
it.
it brings in the everlasting autumn.
The ever autumn, yeah.
That's why it has the Fae, like the tricksy Fae. Like there's so many things you could do.
And
beautiful.
the drawing.
And the art.
Oh,
more so than anything.
I wish I could do that.
Same.
I wish I was that capable.
Same. Absolutely stunning. Both of these pieces, beautiful artwork.
So
beautiful, beautiful lore.
Brilliant.
Truly.
Well done.
Danimation 93. GG's.
93, good year.
Yeah.
That's when we were both born.
Yeah.
Good year.
Absolutely beautiful art. I can't recall if Danimation did have links. I think potentially they did, and if so, of course they will be down below. Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's that.
That's that about that.
Good episode.
Good episode.
What do you think?
Solid, strong episode.
Yeah, I like these episodes because they feel like more chill. I will say.
I think they feel more chill, but also I think we just feel more chill in here.
Agreed. My God, I feel so good.
I feel
right now.
So comfortable.
Me too. I feel so comfy.
Like, if I need to get up, I can just push the mic away.
Yeah.
I can just stand up out the chair.
Yeah.
Like in there, it was look, it's so much better here.
It's so much better.
I love recording.
Oh my
the podcast
god,
here.
same.
I'm like, it's like super excited to just record the podcast in here.
And it's warm.
Yeah,
and it's comfy.
Yeah,
and like the lights look good. It's listen. It's
and when
easier.
we get the neon sign,
when we get the neon light,
oh my god, it's over.
It's
over for every other podcast.
Oh,
we're coming for every podcast.
Yeah, and it's easier to lock the dog out.
Yes.
Prison. Listen,
he's right there.
You loved seeing him last episode. You never see him.
Never happening again.
You're never seeing him again.
But you could, if you want to see him, come to stream.
Come to stream because he sits out here.
He sits out here.
He sits actually on the chair.
He sits basically on one of these chairs or right in front of him.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. You know what? It's always scary doing a new thing. The last one we did, yeah, of course, it wasn't our most popular video. It probably is never going to be our most popular video. But this is a really nice way, I think, to just. It's all encompassing. Anything kind of goes here. We get to look at some good art.
Yeah.
Have a good combo.
It just fleshes out the content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just means there's more things for us to do.
Yeah.
Which means there's more time in between like things for submissions, which means there's more chance for you to get submissions in. If you do want to get a submission in, please go to the Google form down below and send us your stories for like horrible house rules, unpopular opinions,
horror stories,
Am I the assholes, all that good stuff.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah, indeed. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too. Please let us know what you think.
That was so good.
It was really good. Yeah, good shit.
I'm gonna go play D&D now.
Yeah, I need to level Blythe up. We're level 5.
We're level 5.
Again, don't know how we're gonna get a campaign up to you. I promise we will. We will do something.
Yeah,
because I would really like to.
And there's a lot of people who are really interested.
Who really want to hear it.
Maybe we can just do like
a monthly roundup or something.
Not even a monthly roundup. We can just like get in a chat maybe in Discord with people who are interested, and it's just like you and me have the mics.
Yeah, maybe.
And they can get in there and we can just talk about it, and people can ask questions and stuff. We don't have to go live on stream, but people can still like come in and ask questions.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a good part about the campaign update was people could like talk and ask after we're done.
Yeah.
Because if we upload a YouTube video, people can't ask questions.
True.
Is the thing.
True.
Something like that.
True. Yeah. Something like that. We'll have a think.
Yeah.
Now get out my house.
Yeah. Go and pick up some Eldritch Podblast merch. Yeah. www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. If you haven't, last call to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment down below. It helps us out, and we appreciate you if you do, and we appreciate if you don't. Just being here is enough. Thank you so much.
Enter the Homebrew Challenge.
Yes,
a
you have until
subclass flavor for dreams and nightmares.
Yes, sorry I interrupted you.
It's absolutely fine.
I thought you were done, and I was just going to bounce off the back of you.
Go ahead.
But you weren't.
Nope.
So what did you say, Margaret?
It's dreams and nightmares.
Homebrew subclass flavor.
It's subclass flavor.
Very good. Yeah, 7 p.m. GMT, because at that point you're going to come join us on stream. Join us on stream every Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. GMT. We'll see you there.
Yep.
I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you. We've been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Monday. Bye.